like an episode out of the Twilight Zone. Very strange. As I was saying, at the moment I'm talking to myself. Although there's nothing unusual about that, I do it all the time. And when I'm writing, and I sometimes talk out loud as to what the characters are going to say. Kevin P is here. Hello, Kevin P, and welcome. And it helps me to, with proper punctuation. I talk out loud what the characters are saying to each other, and it helps me to put in commas, semicolons, colons, hyphens, so on and so. Hi, Kevin P. Yeah. It's 10:21 p.m. here in Oz on the East Coast. It's Friday, February 5, and it's been raining. Excuse me. And it was quite heavy about 2 minutes ago, and I thought, uh-oh, if it becomes too heavy, I'll have to cut the broadcast short. But it's backed off. It'll probably come back again. I won't be able to hear myself think. I was just finished watching a little bit of Lyndon and Others broadcast. Probably only about 10 minutes ago. And there was a young woman and a young girl, a schoolgirl. And both had two things in common. They were suffering from anxiety. And there's nothing unusual about that in this day and age. But there's nothing unusual about it at all. Anxiety is common. And it's a natural experience. Especially for school kids. You know, especially if they've been subjected to bullying. Or perhaps they have thoughts that no one likes them. It's and that can make you very anxious, but a lot of things can make you anxious. But the rain, here comes the rain again. But it's a matter of positive thinking. Positive thinking has immense power. And this young girl, Melody, I think she needs either to go and see a professional and just talk it out with someone who actually knows what they're talking about. I'm not a professional, but these things, the psychology of an individual can be changed. As I said, the power of positive thinking. You know, it only works if there is a chance of a positive outcome. It won't work if you're isolated in a never, you've run out of petrol and you're positive thinking for a full tank of petrol. That's not going to happen. That's not realistic. But positive thinking is a very powerful thing. Cheers, Kevin. I just hope that rain doesn't get heavier. Oh, yeah. It's just you and me, Kevin. Or maybe it's only me. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, so I said when I opened the broadcast, I never really know what I'm going to talk about during these broadcasts. I do it off the cuff. And Adrian M is watching. Hello, Adrian M, and welcome. For your benefit, Adrian M, it is 10:24 p.m. here on the east coast of Australia, Friday, February 5. And we are in the last month of summer here. Thank goodness. But it'll continue to be hot and humid for another, or probably 4 to 6 weeks. But at least the nights are starting to cool down. I don't like hot, humid nights. And see, living so close to the coast, we have high humidity. Well, of course, it's 100% humidity now because it's raining. Pardon me again. So, Kevin and Adrian, do you read? What sort of movies do you like? Me, I'm a big science fiction fan, fantasy film fan. And I'm a big Stephen King fan as far as books go. Speak to me, Kevin. Helen is here. Hello, Helen. Welcome to my broadcast. Don't worry, I look a bit ragged and torn, or ragged and worn, and I just haven't had time to have a shave. But what you see is what you get. You know, I'm not a pretentious individual, and yes, clothes mean nothing to me except to cover my nakedness. I'm doing fine, thanks. It's 10:26 p.m. here on the east coast of Australia on Friday, February 5. I'm in my shed office. Yes, I have my desk here with my laptop and everything here, and what you can see, the tools behind and in front of me, there's a whole lot of tools. Welders and plasma cutter and drills and all sorts of stuff. Because I do a lot of metal work, although I haven't done any of late. Yes, it's been too hot, and when I'm doing welding and plasma cutting, I've got to have the welder's helmet on, and I've got to have protective clothing. Just too hot for it. But it'll start to cool down. It's raining here at the moment, and I just hope it doesn't rain too hard, because it becomes deafening on the metal roof of the shed, and I would probably have to end the broadcast. But yes, but welcome, Helen. How are you feeling? I'll have a sip of tea. Perhaps you're feeling okay. I know the feeling. I just feel okay most of the time. I keep getting these little messages popping up. Andrea Strickland, see you at 10 for this morning workout. I don't do a workout in the morning. I'm not a morning person. No. My wife is. She springs out of bed 5:30 every morning. Boing! And she's ready to go. Me? No, I've never been a morning. My lovely wife is sitting in her office at the moment. She's got an office in the house. This is my office, my fortress of solitude, and she's probably watching a movie or television show. And I bet she's probably sound asleep. She often falls asleep in her chair. She's also been doing a lot of crocheting. No, you wouldn't be able to say hello. No, my wife will not appear on camera. Absolutely refuses to appear on camera. Sorry about that, Helen, but you can say hello again to me. My wife and I, we've been married 42 years come June 15 this year. 42 years. Where's the time gone? It's gone so quickly. We've got two adult boys, 31 and 34. They no longer live at home. One lives down 200 kilometres south of Coffs Harbour, which is my hometown, and the other lives in Coffs Harbour, but he's with his girlfriend. Thank you. And in another, what is this, the 5th, in another, just under 4 weeks, I'll be 68. Never thought I'd live to be 68 years of age. Sometimes I feel every year of my 68 years, I can tell you. A new person is watching. Hello, new person, and welcome. Minions Real is here. Hello, Minions Real, and welcome to this late broadcast of mine. You're being too kind, Helen. I don't look too bad when I've had a shave and had my hair combed back. I cut my own hair live on YouNow. Last week it was. My wife gave me one of those Vidal Sassoon, the crew cut, for Christmas presents, so I cut my hair live on YouNow. Also made a YouTube video about it, because I do reviews sometimes with my YouTube channel, and just for fun. Yeah. And I sort of cut it too short, but it's starting to grow back already. No, who cares anyhow? I don't really care. As I said, I'm not a pretentious individual. I'm not an egotist. I'm a bit of an extrovert, but I'm certainly not an egotist. Minions real. You'll be 28 in a couple of months. What, in April, is it? Your birthday? Yes, yes. My birthday is March 4, and my sister's is March 8. What do the minions real? What are these? What are these little cups? They look like cups of coffee. What exactly are they? Because I'm new to YouNow. There's a lot of things I don't know what they are. That's right. That's exactly right. 21st of April, same day as Queen Elizabeth II. Although we have a long weekend here for it's called the Queen's birthday long weekend, but it's in June. Doesn't make sense, does it? Oh, coins, are they? Coins. Oh, thank you. What am I supposed to do with all these coins I've accumulated? I've got 52,700 coins. What am I supposed to do with them? Steve J is watching. Hello, Steve J, and welcome. IDEC. What does that mean? See, there's a lot of abbreviations I've got to get used to too. I'm starting to jot them down because I don't know what they mean. What does IDEC mean? Minions real? Are you a minion? Whenever No, the June long weekend is for the Queen's birthday. It's not for the coronation, no. You don't know. March. My birthday is March 4. Ancient Heritage is here. Hello, Ancient Heritage, and hi to you too. Welcome. I don't know. It's always been that way for as long as I can remember. We celebrate the Queen's birthday in June. You're welcome, Ancient Heritage. But then again, you've got to say, here in Australia, you see, we call someone with, this is Aussie vernacular, we call someone with red hair blue. How you going, blue? Go figure. I don't know what the origin of that is, but that doesn't make sense either. Yes, it is raining on and off here, and it's been doing that all day. But I did manage to get my back lawn mowed. Finally got motivated enough. Looks like you thought wrong, Helen. I know you're only joking. I know. I'm doing all right for this. Because it's night time. This is my time. My wife's a morning person. I'm a night person. You know, sometimes I'll, especially when it's really hot and humid, I'll sit up to 1, 2, 3 in the morning. Because there's no point in going to bed if you're not tired. No point at all, because what you do is toss and turn. It's a waste of time. So I sit up for all hours. But then I'm retired. I don't have a schedule, so I can sleep in. Are you? Yes. You've never been a morning person? You know, I worked for more than 40 years, and I used to get up sometimes at 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, just so I'd be on time for work. Always took me a couple of hours to really get into the swing of things. Yeah, so let's just say I haven't seen a sunrise for quite some time. But my wife sees them every morning. But I've seen a lot of sunsets. Yes, your anxiety, Helen. Yes, it troubles me a little. Are you seeking professional help for it? It's very important. I'll tell you why. I was diagnosed with depression in 1996. It just hit me like a bolt from the blue. And I sought out professional help, and I was glad I did. And I'm still taking the medication today. But I've weaned myself down from the initial dose. But yes, so you've got to be very careful. Anxiety sometimes can be a sign that depression, the black dog, is starting to yap at your heels. The black dog is a term Sir Winston Churchill used because he suffered from depression, and he termed it the black dog. A little bit of trivia there for you. And what are you worried about with the medication? Because sometimes it's a real hit and miss affair. It was with me with my depression. I think I tried half a dozen different medications over several months. And depends what sort of medication it is. Is it something like Oxycontin? Yeah, I would be worried. Turtle Girl, well, that's a new one. I've not seen Turtle Girl 3, 4, 5 before. Hello, Turtle Girl, and welcome. Someone new. Yes, you've got to be careful if it is Oxycontin. I'm on Effexor, and it's not addictive. No, it's not addictive at all. The only thing with I'm not familiar with that medication. I can look it up on Google later on, find out what it is. I've got an inquiring mind. I like to know what things are. Sertraline, is it? Sertraline? Is it a sedative like Valium? Yes, it can be very worrying. You don't know. Have you looked it up on Google to find out all about it? It's used for low moods. Yeah. Okay. Well, look it up on Google, Helen, if you're worried about it. You find out a lot of information about these medications on Google. But all medications... hello, my friend George is there. Hello, George. I'm not going to try and say your name, George, because if I say it, you're going to go, oh, he still hasn't got it right. Yeah. So you've had your rest, George? You're feeling a little bit better? You're feeling okay? You can tell me how it is, poopenia, all you like. And I'm going to say poopenia, because that's the way it reads to me. And you can sigh and you can cuss and curse all you like. Poopenia, poopenia. Okay. Poopenia, poopenia, poopenia. Check my black book. Oh, God. Yeah. Black book. His little black book. Sounds rather sinister, doesn't it? Black book. Maybe it's a big black book, you know. No, I'm not watching Lyndon. I've already watched Lyndon. Thank you very much for the notice. Yeah, I'm okay, George. I finally got the back lawn mowed, but the rain came again. Yeah, candles. Is that what you mean? Candles. I love candles. My house smells beautiful. Yes, it's wet and it's raining now. It's been raining heavily for short periods and it's Yes, I don't mind those aromatic candles. Sometimes I burn one down here in the shed. And yes, they are quite fragrant. But yeah, we've got some rain forecast for the next few days actually. And fortunately it's getting a little bit cooler. It's not too bad tonight. It's 100% humidity, but it's not too bad. Your favourite smell is creosote? Are you kidding me, Helen? Creosote. You have a suggestion? Yes, George. Go right ahead. I am listening. I am all ears. Hello, Ancient Heritage has got great news for Helen. Okay, George, what is your suggestion, my friend? I stop broadcasting? Yes? Want me to stop now? Sometimes I wonder why I bother. Well, I like doing them for one reason, but sometimes, well no, most of the time, I don't have a clue what I'm going to talk about. I think people just come on to watch my broadcast just to look at me and think, Joshua, there's another, hello Joshua, thank you for becoming a fan. I will return the compliment when I finish this broadcast. Oh, okay. Put the camera up towards the roof. I could do that, I suppose. I could leave it on. You know, one of these, what do they call them? The sleeping squad. Has to be a long video. You know, there are long videos on YouTube. Someone recorded 10 hours of thunderstorms and rain and that sort of stuff. Yeah, it's a sleep light. Yeah, you don't want thunderstorms and that sort of thing. But yeah, there's thank you, Joshua. I think I have to turn these messages off. They're popping up all the time. Oh, God. Yes, well, all medications have side effects, and you can have some withdrawal effects, but it depends on the person. Different strokes for different folks. But the only thing you can do, Helen, is just to give them a try, follow the instructions to the letter, and see how things go for you. Just fanned. What's happening to my phone? I've got my fan turned in. Yeah. I don't think I'll be doing a very long broadcast tonight. I'm starting to feel tired all of a sudden. Yeah. It seems that way, doesn't it, my friend? Yes, Helen, let us know how it goes, how the medication goes by, if it works okay or not. Sometimes it can take a couple of weeks before you really start to feel the effect. I just hope it hasn't got a side effect of like severe nausea, because when I started on my Effexor for depression, I had 2 weeks of profound nausea I'd ever experienced in my life. But I got over it. But that was one of the side effects. You may not have any side effects at all. I suppose you would, Ancient Heritage. Medications, George. Different medications. They're for anxiety, depression, so on and so forth. Yeah. They all have potential side effects. And it's effects. E-double-F, not A-double-F. Effects. Yeah, okay, I know. I'm a stickler when it comes to grammar. Okay. What can I say? I'm a writer. You know. You can hear the rain now. No, that is a double F, not effect. Do I affect you? That is wrong. A side effect or special effect is E double F, where you have an effect on someone is A double F. Do you affect me? You make me laugh? So yes, you do affect me. Sometimes you make me angry. Yes, you do affect me. But most of the time, the effect you have on me is one of enjoyment. I enjoy talking to you. But I won't. A new person is watching. Hello, new person. But I won't be talking tonight because when I finish this broadcast, I think I'll be going to bed. In fact, I'm sure I'll be going to bed. Oh, I did get my lawn mowed, George. My rear lawn finally. Thank goodness it's done and dusted with. For about another 5 days, and I'll have to start all over again. Still got the front lawn to do. But I don't see that, you see. I don't go out front that much. My son's names are Darren and Derek. Thank you, George. Thank you. Yes. Derek is my eldest boy, and Darren is my younger boy. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I'm really not a wealth of information tonight. I did a broadcast earlier, and I think I used up... yeah, so do I. Yeah, I love the sound of rain, gentle rain on the roof. It's very soothing and relaxing. I could meditate to that sound. Sometimes I find it really easy to go to another place. You know, close your eyes and go to another place. Robert and Matthew, well, they're nice names too. It's 10:48 p.m. and Friday night, Feb 5. Can you, George, you've got very good hearing. Can you hear that frog popping? I can. I bet you can hear that frog popping. We've got a fish pond in the backyard, and there's a little frog there that pops all the time. Yeah, I thought you would. Okay. I had a brother and a sister. No, I had a brother and I still have a sister. My younger brother passed away nearly 5 years ago. Google Zo1RO is watching. Hello, Google. And welcome to the broadcast. Yes, my younger brother suffered from brain cancer. Very tragic. But my sister is still well and truly alive. She's a younger member of the family, of the siblings. She's got to try and think. I think she's 63. 63 this year, I think. Yeah, the frog loves it there. Actually, I stepped outside the other night and a little frog jumped across in front of me, and I think was heading towards the fish pond. But with the rain, yeah, it really sets them off. Although this one doesn't seem to care. It's near the water all the time. That rain's getting heavier now. I hope it continues all night. I can go to bed, relax, read. Yeah. Oh. I should have a shave tonight too. I don't look really presentable, do I? Listen to him. Pop, 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 pop. Yes, it is. It is coming in waves, the rain. Double X, Rad, Kefin, Keyfan 8, Double X is watching. Hello, Double X Rad, for short. Welcome. Yes, I'm born and bred in Australia. I don't like shaving either. No. But I can't stand to grow a beard either. So I've got to shave. Yes, I've lived all of my near 68 years here in Australia. I always have a shave when I'm showering. I don't need a mirror. I can just do it all by feel. Easy. Another one of my peculiar talents. I'm quite a talented individual. But I'm... No, I've never visited England. My mother was from England, and she came over here as a child to Australia with her parents, and she lived in Cuckfield. It's called Cuckfield, I think it is. I don't know if you've heard of it, Helen. Cuckfield. Thank you, George. I appreciate that. You know it. Do you really? Well, that's where the Giles family lived. My wife's been doing the family tree, or other trees as well. And she's been doing it now for 25 years or so. Really? Well, it is a small world, isn't it? I would have thought you're going to say, I've never heard of the place. It's amazing, isn't it? Wow. And you said that you lived at Blackheath for 9 months. Was it you, Helen, who said that in Lyndon and Others broadcast? Oh, near West Sussex. Well, I will tell my wife that. That's amazing, really. 7 months. Yeah, my wife and I lived at Blackheath for 10 years. That's where we had our first house, a home. And that's where the 2 boys were born. But then we moved up here to kangaroos. We have kangaroos in Australia. We have a lot of kangaroos. We have tens of millions of kangaroos in Australia. But no, they do not hop down the main street of Sydney as some people think. No. Although occasionally you might get one at the airport because there's a lot of fields around the airports. And you might get the odd one around there. But I haven't seen a kangaroo in my hometown at all, ever. I've been here 24, 25 years. Mama Luke, hello, welcome. But no, we have more kangaroos in Australia than people. There's only 23 million people in Australia, and we've got more kangaroos. Well, I lived on the Great Western Highway just west of the cemetery. Sunbeam Avenue it was called. And then we used to get snow in the winter. That was my first experience of snow when we lived at Blackheath. And while it was nice, you know, looking at the pine trees covered in snow, it was the big thaw. It all became slush and mud and that. I could take it or leave it, to tell you the truth. Wouldn't care if I never saw snow again. Yeah, sometimes you get 4 seasons in one day at Blackheath. It'd be hot and cold. Yes, it did. Used to freeze the water meter up the front. I'd have to go out there early in the morning with a flame and put it underneath to thaw the ice out, so we'd have water to the house. And it didn't matter what sort of protection you put over the meter, the water would freeze if it got really cold. Yeah. And I used to work outdoors too. I was a surveyor's assistant. I worked in Lithgow for the Department of Main Roads, as it was known then. We had some cold jobs. If it wasn't the cold, it was the heat. I love working outdoors, but there are times. No, it's true, George. I tell you, working outdoors in the seasons, in summer, winter, autumn, spring. But I didn't mind the job. It was okay. Got out in the bush. We did a lot of surveys out in the bush, and always liked that. Always liked working in the bush. Well, you can always come back to Australia, Helen. Anytime you like. Well, if you really want to, you will make it happen. Somehow you will make it happen. Yes, George. Yeah, sometimes during lunchtime we always found somewhere that was protected from the wind, and we light a little campfire. And you know what a jaffa line is? I'm sure you would. We had a double jaffa line, and we'd take fresh bread and we'd butter it up and put in some baked beans or whatever and make jaffles for lunch. That was good. The good old days, as people say. I suppose they were in one way. I suppose they were in many ways. I don't know. Pray tell, George, what is a jackalope? I've heard the name, but I... Yes, it's chock-a-block full of tools, Helen. Yes, it is. And they're all good tools too. But it is really crowded. Yeah, it is. I can't do much work here. I can't do any welding or plasma cutting indoors because there's too many flammable things. So I've got to do it all outside. I did want to build a double shed as a workshop in the backyard, but my wife spent so much time with her beautiful garden, I don't want to cover it up. So that's it as far as the shed goes. I used to fiddle around with cars when I was younger. Yeah, during my teens. Oh, hello, here's Tiff. Hello, Tiff, Miss Little Murder. You've got to be careful of Miss Little Murder. Oh, she's a real fiery one, she is, but she's terrific. Yes, George was a mechanic. Yes. And he's sick of cars. We often talk on Skype, 2 or 3 times a week actually, and he tells me his landlord in the trailer park where he lives has got an old VW. And George to work on it. And he said, well, I can't exactly say what he said. I'm not going to. And as I was saying about Miss Little Murder, Tiff, I like her a lot. She's 19 years of age and she's real opinionated, and she's got a real spirit about her, which I really like, and she thinks she knows it all. I keep telling her she doesn't know it all, but she thinks she does. She keeps telling me that she knows more than me, and she might about some things, but on the whole, no, you wouldn't be able to hold a candle to me, Tiff. Yeah, see what I mean? No, you don't know that at all. We could, as I said, we could have a vegan burger and play Trivial Pursuit, and I could beat you blindfolded. See what I mean? She's got a real positive attitude. Doesn't think she knows. Always a pleasure to have her along here. It really makes the broadcast interesting. But I've never seen any of her broadcasts. Wish I could catch some of her broadcasts and I'd go on there and give her some smart aleck remarks too, just to stir her up a little bit. Miss Little Murder. George, Miss Little Murder. Her name is Tiff. I think it's short for Tiffany, but she never elaborated. It might just be Tiff, for all I know. Ah. And why don't you broadcast if you know it all? Tiff? Hmm? Why don't you have a broadcast and thrill us all with your acumen? You know what that is, don't you? I bet you can't sleep because the mind's racing all the time. He's thinking about things. Yes, thrill us all, my friend George says. Yes, probably. Yeah. Well, I did ask you, it's cold here. It's not cold here. You're in the UK, Helen. Yes, yes. Yeah, it's cold in Virginia. Yes, where my friend lives. And yes, it's cold in Europe, and yeah, that's right. But it's not cold here in Oz. No. But it will be soon. And then I will be, I know, I say this a lot, but I get a lot, I've got a few new viewers here, but I go away camping come winter time. I go for the whole season. My wife can't wait to get rid of me. She likes the time alone herself. And I go and camp on the top of the mountain on my cousin's property up in the bush. And this year I'm going to do a broadcast while I'm camping, because I've got a mobile Wi-Fi unit with a couple of antennas. I get access to the internet, and I can post on Facebook and upload short YouTube videos. It's terrific technology. So I'm going to do a broadcast. I did talk to George, my friend, last year, but it did break up a little bit, if I remember correctly. I tried to talk to my friend. And I'm not sure, I think I had some trouble with Skype at the time, if I remember correctly. But anyhow, we'll see how it goes. I'll give it a try anyhow. Might do it outside one night in front of the campfire. Yeah, it wasn't too bad, was it, George? But I didn't have a little trouble with Skype. I got a feeling I did, but I'm not sure. But I'm definitely going to do that. Yes, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I did have a little trouble, but I don't think I'll be experiencing any troubles. Thank you, Helen. Are you off to bed? If so, good night. Although it's, what is it? It's about 2 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah. So you're probably not going to bed yet, unless you're going to have a rest. Yeah. All right, Helen. Bye for now. Thank you for joining my broadcast. And you take your medication. And I hope it works out for you, and let me know what happens. 12 noon. Oh, it's 11 hours. Yeah, how come it's 11 hours? It doesn't matter. No, 12 noon. Okay. Yeah. Okay, you go out and do a few things. Don't freeze. And you look after yourself, and let me know how everything works out with your medication. I hope it helps you. But just start thinking some positive thoughts. The power of positive thinking. It's true. Play with it too hard. Oh, yeah. Oh, you're most welcome. Any time at all. But as I said, just take it one day at a time, as I said to young Melody. Just take one day at a time. Don't worry about what happened yesterday. Don't worry about tomorrow. Just today. And put everything into perspective. You can't change what's happened in the past, and you don't know what's going to happen in the future. There's only today. Sky Gamer. Well, he's an... Oh, Shy Gamer, sorry. Hello. Welcome to the broadcast. And before you ask, I'm in Australia, on the East Coast. Yes, you are new. Yes. Goodbye, Helen. Don't go slipping on any icy patches. Oh dear. Yeah, Sky Gamer, you are. Yes, I've not seen you before here, but welcome. Shy Gamer, sorry. Aussie too. And where does your friend Riley live? Do you know what state? My friend Trent is Aussie too. But you don't know where your friend lives, do you, Tiff? I think I asked you that before and you said you didn't know. What's the hash fact for, Tiff? Oh, Ballarat. Well, he's, oh, right. Okay. Ballarat. One solitary. I did ask you. And you said you didn't know, so you don't know everything after all. Yes, well, Australians have their own peculiar accent, and so do yes, you did mention your Aussie friend before, see, so there. Yes, we'll see. No, I'm not going to watch Yappy. I watched Yappy last night. I liked his broadcast, but I'm not going to watch him tonight. What the hell was I saying? Yeah, yes, we have our own peculiar accent, but you don't have school. Why don't you have school? Because you're too old for school. You finished school. You got a job. I never said bub at all. What did you get suspended for? What mischievous stuff have you been up to, Shy Gamer? You never hear me use the word babe. Tiff, I hate the word. For something you didn't do, really? Well, that's an injustice. You sure you didn't do it? You're just trying to put the onus on someone else? No, I don't like that. I don't like it when, you know, if I read a book and one of the characters is saying babe all the time, it turns me right off the book. I don't like it at all. No, I just don't like it. Yeah, who would know, Tiff? Yes. He probably did it. Yeah, he's probably just pleading not guilty. He was probably caught playing a game or something. Don't make me laugh, please. Oh dear. And did you moon, everyone? You just couldn't resist the impulse to give everyone the moon? No, you didn't. Well, that's your story and you're sticking with it, aren't you? Okay. He slapped your butt. As long as you didn't enjoy it. I'm sorry, Shy Gamer. I'm not laughing at you. I'm... No, you didn't. I was just thinking that if you enjoyed it, you might end up being into bondage and discipline, that sort of thing, as you get older. No, I'm laughing at what was written. That really, it appealed to my sense of humour. Yes. Well, that's human nature, isn't it? We often laugh at someone's humiliation, or if they have an accident, not a serious accident, they bark a shin or bump their head or something. Everyone thinks it's hilarious. It's not hilarious to the person it happened to, but we just can't help ourselves. It's just human nature. Oh dear. Yes, like when the nest hit me on the head. Did you see that video, did you? Boy, didn't that hurt. I hope it made you laugh. My friend George laughed. And why did Riley do that? Oh, thank you. Thank you very much for that. You saw that yesterday, did you, Tiff? Did it make you laugh? I wasn't laughing. Not at that particular time, anyhow. I did after I edited the video. But he had a crush on you. Ooh. To each their own. No? Okay, maybe, alright, if your friend's gay, there it goes. I hope you let him down gently. Say, sorry, I don't feel the same way. It can be very, you can put a young person in a hard spot if that sort of thing happens. No more mud nest for me. I was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Right. Okay. How did that make you feel when he said he had a crush on you? I assume you are a boy. You're not a girl. I just got to be clear about this. I just want to be sure that you're a boy and not a girl. Well, you must be a boy. I don't think you'd be game enough to do that to a girl. She was priceless. Okay. So how did you feel? And this was another boy that said he had a crush on you. I was just wondering how you felt when he said that. Make you feel a little uneasy, or make you feel like taking to your heels? I'm out of here quick, smart. Back to the wall sort of thing. Yeah, it must be very hard for I bet you did. Yeah, it must be very hard for a young person for that sort of thing to happen. But, and that young boy must be sort of a little bit confused about his own sexuality. Yeah. Very hard. I mean, life's hard enough for young people. It's raining heavy now. Well, actually, I agree with you, Tiff. I agree with you. Don't knock it till you try it. Well, it's good that they don't, because they probably give him a hard time. But it's nothing to be ashamed of, but it's not the sort of thing you want going around the school, because kids can be very cruel. Yes. But no, I agree with you, Tiff. Don't knock it till you try it. If you want to try it, maybe you might feel an attraction, who knows? I'm sure it happens all the time, between boys and girls. There it is, George, it's passed again. 1,868 fans. That's a lot of fans. Okay. I'm with you. Yeah, it was heavy, wasn't it? Yes, yes, I heard, I can see what you said there, Shy Gamer, yeah. Gagabod. The US government. Do I think the US government is racist? I really don't know about the US government. I know the federal government here in Australia isn't racist, and I know that because they started to return all the Aboriginal land back to the Aboriginal people. But then again, racist is it's a very strong word. Discriminatory, yes, yeah. I think all governments are discriminatory, but racist, I'm not sure about that. And you are talking about the US government. Yeah. My friend George might be able to answer that better than me. Buy more guns. Oh, hello, here he is. Donate to my camera fund is here. Hello, Adam. I've got to give Adam his credit where credit is due. What time is it here? It's 11:18 p.m. Friday night. Here we go again. Alright, you're a nerd, that's cool, but why are you awkward? Do you have some physical disability? And I'm being serious here. 6:18 a.m. Well, I'll tell you what, as soon as I finish this broadcast, I'm going to bed, because I finally got my rear lawn mowed. Donate to my camera fund, Adam. Yeah, I know he said he was a nerd. A nerd's being fine, because the world is going to be ruled by nerds. If it wasn't for nerds, we wouldn't have all this technology. Oh, I see. Okay. Do you have to shower with him? There'd be other boys around too, wouldn't there? There's nothing unusual about that. I think a lot of school kids felt the same way. They felt awkward when they had to shower around all the other guys. It's just a self-conscious thing. I hated high school, Shy Gamer. I'll be back to you in a minute, Adam. I hated school. I really didn't. High school, yeah, it was a little bit better, but I still hated school. Once I learned to read and write, I thought I'd be finished with school, but no, I had to go on and on and on and on and on, and I couldn't wait to leave and get a job. Now, so what is... to leave in the afternoon. I don't need any excuse. If I decide to finish the broadcast, I just finish. There you go, just like that. That can hurt. Yeah. That can sting like lasers. As long as they don't slap you in the testicles. No, it has not been the last 3 weeks at all, Adam. That is a falsehood, and you know it. It's been about the last 4 or 5 days, and it was just too hot. Of course it hurts. It does hurt. I know. I've been there. I've felt it. Yeah. I once flicked the tea towel at my wife's bottom, and it really made contact. It sounded like a whip. Crack. And she wasn't real happy. I tell you what, as a kid I got hit in the testicles with a tennis ball, and oh, did it bring me to my knees. God, it hurt. Yeah. Oh, shy game, a fair thing. That's disgusting. That's absolutely disgusting. Well, I tell you what you do, shy gamer. If the bullies come after you, pick the biggest one and kick him in the groin. That'll drop him to his knees, and all the others will back away quick smart. And then you run like hell. No, you pick the biggest one out, even though you might be afraid, and just let him have it in the groin. And he'll drop down to his knees quick smart, and you take off like a bat out of hell. Oh, did he? Well, maybe it's handy to have Riley as a friend. Even if he's not that kind of friend. Alright, okay. Fair enough. 6'4". Oh, he's a big lad. Oh, and you said he's muscular as well, and he's 15. It's always handy to have a friend like that. You're 17 and he's 15. You're skinny and he's built like a country outhouse. No, I'm not like that at all. No, I'm not like that, George. I don't want to condition myself for the ball busters. No. Actually, they're really not doing me any good anyhow. Maybe I could get castrated. But then I might end up with a squeaky voice. Yes. A handyman. Like I am a tank. Yeah, like an armoured tank. Well, Shy Gamer, thank goodness you have a friend like that, even if he is gay. You can still have a friendly relationship. You don't have to return the feelings. You can still have a good friendship. I can imagine my friend George now. He's laughing so hard he can't even catch his breath. He's here now, is he? Oh, right. Well, say hello to him from me. And oh, your parents have gone away for 2 weeks and he's staying with you. He's coughing up a lung. I know it's not funny. No, because if I get a coughing attack, because I got emphysema, and that's the worst thing that can happen to me, I just become totally breathless, and it scares the living daylights out of me. There is nothing worse than not being able to breathe. Yeah, so you take it easy there, George. Just breathe through the nose, out through the mouth, nice and easy. I'm being serious here too. That's right, because it's a terrible experience not to be able to breathe. And it's happened to me several times. I get caught out, and I don't think there's any experience in the world that is worse than not being able to breathe, and I mean that literally. You know, you just go in panic mode, and you just got to try and fight the panic, because the panic just stresses you out, and your thorax squeezes even tighter. Yes, yes. Well, I've not had pneumonia, thankfully. Maybe. Maybe, Shy Gamer? Riley. Riley. And what was your Christian name, Shy Gamer? I'd have to scroll to find out. Rainstocked. Tyler. Getting to warm his wiener. I suggest to you that you don't go to his hot dog stand to warm his wiener. He obviously perhaps wants you to have oral sex with him. Fellatio. I don't know. But as long as he's just a friend and keeps his distance and doesn't harass you, then he's a bun war. Yes, I know it's serious. It's not a laughing matter. Yes, Tyler, it's not a laughing matter. It's an awkward situation. I mean, no. How do you feel about him, Tyler? I mean, you know, just as a friend, did you have... It does not mean you're queer at all. Nothing wrong with being gay. I like him too. In what way do you like him? Just as a friend? Do you have a physical attraction for him? You're not sure? Okay. Yeah. Yes, it's a tricky situation. I can't advise you really, Tyler. You just have to go with your gut, you know, and how you feel. How do you feel yourself? You need to start up a camera fund, Adam. I think you do. It's too bad we haven't got sort of a money box, you know, that... Yes. Fair enough. Double X red. No, I'm sorry, I was going to say something, I totally forgot. Yeah, oh yes, it's too bad we haven't got one of those, like, what were they called, in Star Trek? Did you mind him flirting with you? Well, there you go. So, no. Sorry about that. Did you? Okay. The ball's in your court, Tyler. You know, perhaps you might be bisexual. You know? Perhaps you might have attraction both to men and women. Nothing unusual about that either. But we'll just have to see what happens. I mean, not literally. I don't want to see what happens literally. Yes, the ball's in his court, if you want to put it so crudely, yes. I think you blokes should give Tyler a fair go, because he's only 15 years of age, and it's a very awkward situation for her. Did he? Did you like it? Well, Miss Murder is back. Did you enjoy it? How did it make you feel? Well, there you go. That's answered the question. No, not you, Miss Little Murder. No, it's between Tyler and his friend. His friend's gay, and Tyler thinks that he may be attracted to him as well. He's not sure of his sexuality. So, no smart aleck remarks, please, because this is a serious thing for a young boy. He's only 15, the other boy's 17. So, I really can't give any advice on it. It's just up to your own feelings. You just got to leave it up to your own, how do you feel? Oh, you're 17. What's the problem with you now? That's exactly right. Yes, we all have... Michelle is here. Hello, Michelle. But I'm glad you talked about it, Tyler. That took a lot of guts to talk on a broadcast about that. I congratulate you on that. I applaud you for having the guts to come out and talk about it. I think we have a troll in the room. I don't understand that. Maybe you should try to talk about it with him. That's all I can advise you to do, my friend. A very sensitive issue. Very sensitive indeed. Well, he's the one that matters, really. Riley, maybe you should sit down and talk with him. What does he get mad about? He doesn't, I'm not quite sure I understand. He doesn't want people to know. Okay. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. But if it's just personally between the two of you, no one else has to know. I mean, you're not a blabbermouth. You're not going to go and blab it out to the whole school, are you? No, it's between you and him. Yes, so, yeah, you get together and talk in private about it. Okay, Adam. Okay. I'll talk to you another time, perhaps on Skype, but I won't be talking tonight, and you're going to bed. I would have talked... Thank you, Shy Gamer. Anytime you want to talk, please join the broadcast. And I'm taking you seriously. I'm not making fun of you, because I don't play with people's emotions. I don't think anyone should. Thank you. I will return the favour, my friend. The compliment when I finish this broadcast. Yes. Yes, it is an odd situation. Not odd. No, it's not odd. It's a hard situation for one so young. You're not sure how you feel. You're not sure of your sexuality. But there's nothing unusual about that in teenagers. You know, I suggest you and he get together in privacy and you talk about it. And I don't see why he should lose his temper. He has no reason, unless, I don't know, unless he's not sure of his sexuality either. Very confusing. I feel for you, my young friend, I really do. I feel for the both of you. Hmm. Yes, but it's only ever going to be between the two of you. No one else is going to know. Hmm. It's something private between the two of you. So go and have that talk. Yes, thank you, YouNow, for that notice. Thank you. You know what? It's 11:36. This has been a rather interesting broadcast, and yes, I think I might have to call it quits. And if George, my friend, is still there, I won't talk to you tonight on Skype. You've heard better what, Tiff? Yeah. Have you been a smart aleck? Well, of course you would have heard better, wouldn't you? So if you've heard better, well, go and listen to the better ones. See if I can. The name's Matt. I never said your name was Alec. I said your name was Tiff. And you never told me, is that short for Tiffany? When did I say your name was Alec? I never once mentioned your name as Alec. Okay. Maybe it might be wise, Tyler, to stop making comments. Okay, alright. I think you've said enough. Merch Dog became a fan. Okay, Tyler, I think you better go and have that talk with your friend. Oh, Steph. You go by Tiff. Steph. You forgot the apostrophe S. Is it Stephanie? Yeah. Off you go, Tyler. You go and have a talk with your friend. I'm dead set against gun control. Yes, Steph. Okay, Steph. Yeah, Are you from America, Merch Dog? Yeah. Well, you see, I'm from Australia, and we have very strict gun laws here in Australia. It's totally unlike they are in the United States. We're still allowed to own firearms, but there's very tight regulations. I've got 13 rifles all up, but they all have to be registered, and I have to have a shooter's license to own them. And the shooter's license, Theodora say Tio. Yes, and the shooter's license, without a shooter's license, you cannot buy ammunition, reloading components, so on and so. And you need a shooter's license to buy a firearm. Yes, so we had these laws changed in 1996 following the Port Arthur massacre in Tasmania. And they brought in these tough new gun laws. They banned semi-automatic weapons, pump-action shotguns, and military rifles. So yeah, we have tough gun laws here in Australia. But, oh, Helen's back. I think this generation's fine. There's really nothing different between any generation, except for the time we live in. Most liberal and accepting. Not sure about that. Tiff, Steph? No, I'm not sure about that. I suppose in one way they are, with many things. I'm not sure. I'd have to think about that. But of course, you see, in this day and age, we have a lot of these little notes keep popping up from YouNow. Yes, well, we're not allowed to own crossbows here in Australia. No, they're illegal. What was I saying? I think we're becoming something of a more condemning society in this day and age. See, smokers these days are looked upon as being pariahs and second-class citizens. But then again, with the gay and lesbian movement has come well and truly out of the closet, and gay marriages, which is fine with me. You know, if same-sex want to marry, that's fine with me. If they're happy with each other, that's what it's all about. Yes, besides the discrimination against smokers, I don't know. It's really a bit late and my mind's not really functioning correctly. But I don't know, what do you think? What do you think, Steph Tiff? Tobacco, what about it? It's all a matter of choice. If people choose to smoke, that's their choice. People choose to drink, that's their choice. Yes, cigarette smokers, pipe smokers, whatever. You see, here in Australia, cigarettes are not on show anymore. They're hidden behind black doors. Once upon a time, you go into a supermarket, you could buy them off a shelf. But now they're in a separate area, and they're all behind. Who deserves death? What, because they smoke? No, not true at all. That's their choice to smoke. If they want to smoke, let them smoke. But it's true about the smoker being discriminated against. You see him outside now puffing away because they're not allowed to smoke indoors, and that's fair enough. Geek Overlord is watching. Hello, Geek Overlord. Yes. But they don't seem to think the same way about alcohol. I think there's more problems with alcohol than smoking. You know, someone who doesn't drink can smoke half a dozen cigarettes. They're fine to drive. But I guess someone who's had half a dozen beers, they're not fit to drive. Right? Drinking is the biggest problem here in Australia. Oh, sure, we have a nice epidemic too, but drinking is a really big problem here in Australia. People, do they really? Well, I'm not a fan of tattoos. I've never liked tattoos on men, and I don't like tattoos on women. But it's their choice. X-Yesy X is watching. Hello, X-Yesy X. It's just a personal thing with me. I've never liked tattoos on men, and I don't like tattoos on women. But that's their choice. I'm not going to say, hey, I don't like your tattoos. No, that's their choice. They want to have tattoos. Have tattoos. If you want to have tongue piercings and whatever piercings, go right ahead. I don't like that either, but to each their own. It's all that matters. You have the freedom of choice. That's what living in a democracy is all about. I am not discriminating. I'm not discriminating at all. If you have tattoos, that's fine with me, as I just said. Didn't you hear a word I said, Tiff? I don't discriminate. I don't like tattoos. It's as simple as that. I don't like body piercings either. Simple as that. But I don't make my opinion known to those people. Okay, you don't like men and women with glasses. Fine, I wear glasses. You don't like me? Goodbye. Off you go. Ta-da. No sense being here anymore. And I tell what was I going to say? No, it's gone. It's getting too late. It's getting on to 12. But you don't go around and, well, you just told me you don't like men. with glasses. So, okay, there you go. That's discriminatory. You told me to all these people, you don't like men with glasses. You're discriminating against me in public, live. I don't go around and tell people, I don't like your tattoos, I don't like your body piercings. No, mind my own business, that's their business. There'll probably come a time later on, but with, especially with a lot of these, I don't want to wear contacts. I like wearing glasses. You probably don't like people who wear contacts either. Well, it's not going to make any difference. You already said you don't like me. So, I'm heartbroken. Wearing fake eyes. You mean they've lost a real eye and they're wearing fake eyes? Nothing wrong with that. Feels to punch their eyes out. No lenses. Okay. This is oh, colourful. I'm with you. Yes, I have seen them. I don't like that either, but don't bother me. That's their choice. Just like if a guy wants to grow a beard or a moustache. You know John. Yes, I know me. Okay, what is it, please? I've not heard that word before now. Metrosexual. Well, there's another new word to add to my vocabulary. Fashion. Like I said, we're all individuals, and we all have our own particular tastes, choices. So be it. I mean, if we were all the same, yeah, I realise that. Yeah, if we were all the same, what a boring world it'd be. I'd commit suicide, I would. Couldn't stand it. Yes, and I have said that before, Tiff. Fashion, well, whatever, I don't care. What I don't understand is why young people buy jeans with holes in the knees. New pairs of jeans that have got holes in them. It don't make sense to me. You want to go and buy a cheap pair of jeans and just rip the holes in the knees yourself instead of paying a fortune for a fashion name. But again, that's the choice you make. They're just making a statement, that's all. Geek overlord, they're just making statements. I think they try to boost their egos. Who knows? These things die out. It was a time like when the Beatles came out, when, you know, a lot of young people wore Beatle haircuts and they wore the pointy-toed shoes and that sort of thing. Just a fashion statement. You know, during the 60s it was long hair and hippies and that sort of thing. Every decade has it. We go through these fashion things all the time. Jenkins back. What is Jenkins? Oh, I see. Can't you buy them in second-hand stores or something? I'm sure you'll be able to find them in second-hand stores. Salvation Army, Vincent de Paul or whatever. I'm sure you would. Yeah, see, that's your choice. And I didn't say they did make them anymore. But I'm saying they're probably still around in second-hand clothes stores like the Salvation Army and St Vincent de Paul, so on and so. So I'm sure if you looked around you could probably find them. But we all make choices in our lives. Some are right, some are wrong. And but that's what makes us all individuals. We are all unique in our own special way. Christian Meerkats is watching. Christian Meerkats. Hello, Christian Meerkats. Welcome. And I'm just about to call it a night. I've been told by one of my delightful young friends that she doesn't like me because I wear glasses. How do you like that? What do you think of that? Oh, okay. Right. Well, thank you for coming to the broadcast. You're not going to hear anything spectacular. You're not seeing anything spectacular. Yes, my glasses are in need. That's right. If I take my glasses off, everything's blurry. And I have another pair here. These are my reading glasses, because I'm a very avid reader. I've got 4 pair. A pair here in my shed office, a pair in the 2 vehicles we got, and a pair in the bedroom. I thought I'd get 4 pair. That way I wouldn't lose them. No, I won't go blind without them. I've got, my long vision is terrific. It's just the short vision no good. My dear little friend Tiff is gone. Maybe she took it to heart after she told me she didn't like men with glasses, and I said, well, all right, off you go. Maybe she did. I didn't think she'd be that sensitive. Nah. No, she's a good egg. Nathan D is watching. Hello, Nathan D. No, what's her name? Miss Little Murder. Miss Little Murder. She's a real character. Oh, she's still here. She must have heard me talking about it. Maybe she went outside to have a smoke. I'm sorry. And how come you're still here? You had to brush your teeth. Okay, fair enough. You didn't miss anything. No, not at all. Sometimes I wonder why I bother do these broadcasts, except that I like doing them. Because every time I do a broadcast, I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to talk about. And it's a wonder people don't leave in droves because they find them rather boring. But when someone like you comes along, it livens things up a little bit. And others too, of course, because you depend on the people who come to watch the broadcast. That's what makes a broadcast. It's the people who watch and comment. And, yes. Do I look tired? I feel tired. I feel very tired. It's all the heat of the past few days and the humidity just takes it out of me. Would you prefer if I took my glasses off? Everything's blurry. No. No, I can't. I can barely read Miss Little Murder there. And you know what? I've run out of tea. Oh, run out of tea. All right, well, I've had my excitement for the night, and Miss Little Murder came along and made my day, my night, and I think it's time I called it quits. Good grief, I've been going for an hour 35 minutes. Holy scrape, where does the time go? Oh, I don't know. Tiff, I've decided to do my first vlog, you know, V-L-O-G-G, vlog. Yes, I just thought I might do a vlog. I'm going to call it Home with the Hamptons. That's my last name, Hampton, surname. And I really don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm sure I'll think of something. I decided to use my GoPro camera. Yeah, a vlog. Or it's 1G. Thank you for correcting me. But I I exaggerated the G. Vlog. But thank you for pointing that out to me. Yes, I'm going to grab my GoPro camera and do a vlog. If you subscribe to my YouTube channel, then you will see it. Oh, by the way, I've exceeded 100 subscribers. Vlog, do they? Vlog, V-L-A-W-G. What is a vlog? Sounds like got a bit of a speech impediment. Vlog. So many new words these days, aren't there? Yeah, there's something like about 300,000 new words since computers came into the fore. 300,000 new words because of technology. So what is a vlog? Yes, Tiff, I reached the milestone of 100 subscribers. Actually, I got 104. So that's good. Oh, same thing. Yeah, that's correct. It's a video diary sort of thing. Yeah, it seems to be popular these days. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, there seem to be a lot of people on YouTube doing vlogs. There's a lot of young couples. Crafting tips. What do you mean? Oh, you mean on a YouTube channel? Oh, I do all sorts of stuff on my YouTube channel. I'm very diverse. I've got over 300 uploads, and it's all about different stuff. I try things all the time to see what'll work and what doesn't. If it works, I'll make more videos. If they don't, I won't. It's as simple as that. You've got to try things just to... My channel is John Hampton, the man from Oz. It's the same here as my YouNow, John Hampton, the man from Oz. I'm only second in talk. Oh, there you go. Young Sucene 3001 is watching. Hello, young Sucene 3001. You've come in just as I'm about to call it a night, because I've been yakking on here for an hour 38. See, that's the sort of thing I do. I just try things out to see what'll work. See what gets views and what doesn't. And if it gets views, I'll do others. If it doesn't, I won't. But, I'm never afraid to try things. You know, even at nearly 68 years. Thank you. Was I in the army? No, I was never in the army. I almost got conscripted for the Vietnam War, but I missed out on one day. We had a lottery back then when the Vietnam War was on in the mid-60s, called conscription. And if the number came up of your birth date, then you got conscripted and you went and did your basic training, then it was off over to Vietnam. I missed out by one day. So, anyhow, I had a friend who went over to Vietnam and he said it was hell. He said it was hell on earth in Vietnam. It was never... I know not any war is popular, but the Vietnam War, more than any other war, has been one of the most unpopular wars of all time. You know, when our returned soldiers came back from Vietnam, they were treated like lepers. You know, people called them child killers and all sorts of terrible names. Yeah. It was disgusting the way they treated them. I mean, they were over there because our government sent them over there. And of course, we're big allies of the United States, and of course the United States sent a lot of military over there, and that was not popular with the American people either. Was it Nixon? Yeah, Nixon. He was very unpopular because of that. called the draft here. Yeah, it was called conscription. They're thinking about bringing it back. Roswell was great. Are you talking about the series of Roswell? I never watched the series of Roswell, but I know about the Roswell incident, 1947, July 6th, I think it was. But yeah. Is that what the Roswell series was about, if that's what you're talking about the saucer crash? Not the alien. Roswell the politician. I've never heard of Roswell the politician. An American politician, was he? Sorry if I seem a bit vague on this, Geek Overlord, but I'm not sure what you're talking about. Because I've not heard of... The only Roswell I've heard about is Roswell, New Mexico, where of 1947, the Roswell crash. So what was his claim to fame? What was Roswell's claim to fame as a politician? Like to Look a Lot is watching. Hello, Like to Look a Lot. Sorry, I almost missed that. Cleaning up streets. Yeah, okay. I think the streets in most towns and cities all over the world need a good cleaning up. There's no doubt about that, because there's a lot of messy people around. They're in the minority, but some people just don't care where they put their rubbish. See it all the time. There's a lady who lives in our area here, an elderly lady, and she goes out and picks up rubbish out near the golf course. She goes up right up the street and back, collects all the rubbish, puts it in a big plastic bag and puts it on top of a drainage outlet where the council comes and picks it up. The local government recognised her for it, congratulated her for her efforts. That's what they should do with the unemployed, you know. When they're on the dole, get them out there working for the dole for a couple of days a week to earn their money. Get them picking up the rubbish. Because there's rubbish everywhere. It's a big problem. Even when I go bush, you know, I'll pull off on the side of the road and make a pot of tea or something, and there's rubbish everywhere. I know the birds have something to do with that, because the crows and ravens and rooks and so on, they'll get into the rubbish bins and pull rubbish out looking for little tidbits. But, crime. I'm way off, Hunter. Crime. Sorry, my friend. I was thinking of something else. Time for me to call it a night, I think. You know, what helped curb crime here in Australia was because we have a big drinking problem, they decided to close the clubs and pubs down an hour or so earlier, and you weren't allowed to go into a club or pub after 11 p.m. Sorry, and it's made a big difference. There's always a lot of trouble in Sydney and just about in every town and city with intoxicated people. A lot of crime, and of course there's these people who got nothing better to do than go and making a nuisance of themselves, getting the fights, vandalism. Yeah, well, we've got a nice epidemic here in Australia, and but we've got a bigger drinking epidemic among young people, which is very sad. You know, they go out particularly on Friday and Saturday nights with the sole intention of getting blind drunk. I don't drink. I've never been a drinker. I mean, it's their choice, but you've got to be careful. You never know what's going to happen when you're drunk. Some drunks get very nasty, and all they want to do is fight, both men and women. There's been a lot of glassing incidents, you know, smashing glasses in people's faces. You should see the damage they do. It's horrid. You know, such a simple act, something that takes a couple of seconds by shoving a glass in someone's face, and the scars, it's terrible. Yeah. Speakeasies back. I think it should be like the old days, but it never will be. When I was a kid growing up, pubs closed at 6 p.m. That was it, 6 p.m. the pubs closed, and then people bought bottles of beer home and they drank at home. But now clubs and pubs and all this, they're open to 2, 3, 4 a.m. in the morning, whatever. Some are open 24/7. And it's encouraging people to drink. Anyway, to each their own. As I said, it's all a matter of choice. You want to drink, drink. You want to smoke, smoke. Do whatever you want to do. I don't care. As long as you don't bother me. I don't give a hoot nor a holler. I'm an easygoing sort of bloke, but don't pick on me. I might be old, but I can take care of myself. Believe you me. Well, I've got a sore back from sitting here. There are some stupid head to bed. Yes, it is about time to head to bed, yes. There are some stupid continue, Greek overlord, Lord, continue. Stupid idiots, stupid people. Right. But the trouble is, you see, with the alcohol, it changes their psychology. It goes to the head, goes to the brain, and they just well, that's good for you, but I'm sure it doesn't work for a lot of people. No, they just don't care. They set out to get drunk. They get drunk, and some can get nasty. Some just get very sleepy and go to sleep in the streets. Go with the flow. Be water. Be like water, as Bruce Lee said. Flow like water. Be like water. Go with the flow. Well, it's been interesting. It's been enlightening. A new person is watching. Well, new person, thank you for watching, and good night, because I'm calling it a night after an hour 47, and I've got some people I need to compliment by fanning them, because they fanned me, fanning. And I'll be back tomorrow night, I think. Just as long as people enjoy watching the broadcast. If I'm still having fun, and if people enjoy watching the broadcast, thank you, Greek Overlord. I will return the favour as soon as I finish this broadcast. That's what I always do. It's the same when someone subscribes to my YouTube channel. I subscribe to theirs because it's the best way to say thank you. And I think it's only fair. And I don't care if I'm the only subscriber on their channel. At least they've got one subscriber. Yeah, so just as long as you enjoyed listening to this old guy going on, and my thoughts, and I thank you for your comments, because that gave me something to talk about, to reply to, and that's always good. And I will probably be back tomorrow night, which will be Saturday night. And I better stop doing that. Yes, good night. Big Joe, Big Joe. Hello, Big Joe. Yes, I'm just about to call it a night, my friend. I've been on for an hour 48, and I'm getting a bit tired. It's 9 minutes past 12 in the AM. Yeah, and I'm getting tired. So I've got to say goodbye, adios, so long, farewell and adieu. Good night, my friends. Have a good one. I'll be back just waking here. Are you? What time is it? What's an Aussie doing? I'm a night owl. I'm a bit of a night owl. Sometimes yes, thank you. Yeah, sometimes I'll sit up to 7:09 a.m. Are you on the west coast of America? Or the east coast? Yes, I'm a bit of a night owl. Sometimes I'll sit up to 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. Central time zone, so you're about 16 hours difference from us. Yeah. America. Yeah, I know there's a 16-hour time difference between Australia. Well, here I am on the east coast to the east coast of America, and there's 19 hours difference to the west coast. But yeah, I know that. I'm getting used to the time zone, but it's a real pain in the backside, I can tell you. All right, listen, I'm gonna toddle off. I've got a little work to do here. We're now behind the East Coast. Okay. Later, bro. Later too. I thank you all very much for watching my broadcast, and I hope to see you all again. And see you, Big Joe. And I should be back tomorrow night, but you never know what's going to happen. You don't know what the future holds. So I take it one day at a time. And so, bye, my friends. Have a good morning, a good afternoon, a good evening, a good night, whatever is applicable to your own time zone. And I will see you again. So long for now. Adios.